Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new episode of the Nitro Racing League here on the channel. Today we go racing at Darlington Raceway for the Southern 500. Just 2 races remain in the regular season here for the Nitro Racing League on this final season ever on NASCAR Heat for Nitro before we move over to the NASCAR 21 game. So we will get underway here for the start of this race down in P7. We actually did not have qualifying for this race because we were having issues with just getting everybody into the lobby and Matt kept on screwing it up and stuff, so we didn't even bother qualifying. We just went from P7 basically. So now at the inside of the 88 of Libert, we're just trying to play it cautious here on the start, make no mistakes. Now I should mention as well, stage 1 is 45 laps. It comes to a close when we hit lap 46. Stage 2 comes to a close when we hit lap 91, and then the race is complete when we hit lap 186. So a lengthy race here to say the least from Darlington for the Southern 500. Now as you see me running behind one of our teammates there of Connor, and up the inside of another teammate there of Jonathan here through turns 1 and 2, some contact with him to the center of the corner. But just trying to, like I said, play it safe on this start, and we eventually start moving our way forwards. We got up the inside of the 14 of Mahu. He got up in the wall. We passed him for 5th place. Then we get to the back of that 95 of Connor here, and by the time we came to the lap 6, the 19 of Matt actually made a mistake. He got in the wall, and then Connor tries a slide job on him. Doesn't work very well. It works for Connor though, and that would allow me to get past both Matt and Connor as well. When he would make another mistake in turns 1 and 2, he got in the wall again, and then I clipped him in the quarter panel when he came off the wall, but we got past him. We come through now to lap 16, looking up the inside of the 12 of Cameron here for the second spot, as Jonathan in the 20 was driving away at this point here. So he was putting up a really good opening run here in Darlington. Now as I had the number 14 of Mahu all over my back bumper now as we went down towards turns 1, but fortunately we get clear for second place, and that was pretty much it for the rest of this run. We come through a little bit later, lap 25. Jonathan pits from the lead. I decide we're going to come in about a lap later or so. So now on lap 26, coming into the pit lane. Now you got to be very careful with the pit entry here. 45-mile-per-hour speed limit as well. So Jonathan, as you can imagine, would be further out ahead of us because he pitted a lap earlier. So it wasn't looking good in terms of getting the stage win. We cut straight through to 10 laps to go. Still running second place, too far back to run down that number 20 car here in the Southern 500 in this first and opening stage. So we're going to cut through right towards the end of this first and opening stage from the Southern 500. 5 laps to go at this point. You can see Jonathan just continuing to maintain the same lead he has had this whole last run basically of stage 1. So I just unfortunately didn't have enough in the car to run him down. We were about 2 seconds back, and then we come through to the end of the final lap here in stage 1, and we would get P2, and it stayed green the whole first stage, which was a bit of a surprise to say the least here, because when you look at Darlington, you know how it drives. I was expecting quite a bit of chaos. So we came out of the pit lane in P3, and then we got going on the inside here from the choose cone rule, and now we were down to P5 for the restart here for the start of the second stage. So just trying to work our way forwards, and just once again on these restarts, we got to be so careful. We know we have at least one more restart on the way here today. So like I said, just trying to make sure you don't get put in the wall. You can really make the outside work very well on restarts, but if you make one little mistake, one little slip up, it's just pointless to be up there. So I was playing it safe pretty much the whole time on the restarts, just choosing the inside line. Now as we would get past the 88, just about out of turns 4, but he fights back down this front straightaway towards turns 1, but he actually backs up, lets me get clear of him down into the corner. So now to lap 53, and Jonathan and Andrew, they were going at it for the lead, and then Jonathan, I think he made a little bit of contact. I couldn't tell, he might not have, but either way, Andrew got in the wall through turns 1 and out of turns 2, so we got past him. And then Jonathan in the 14 of Mahu going at it now, as you would see Jonathan slip up the track, and I follow Mahu on the inside now. And one of the other Mats in the league, of course, as we came through down this front straightaway. So we get clear of Jonathan and move up into P2, and then out of turns 2 on lap 55, I get really loose right here, and then Andrew decides he's just going to force the issue, so I didn't want any part of this, so I just let him have it. I was actually a little frustrated with that move right there, but we came through turns 3 and 4, and we keep it clean right here. But now as we came through turns 1 and 2, I actually make a mistake myself, put the car in the outside wall. That allows Jonathan and the 88 of Libert to go by on the inside, as the 12 would get up my inside, but we were actually able to hold Cameron off, so we would remain in about P5 or so now as we came through to lap 58, closing in on some more pit stops now as we make a 3-wide move through the middle at Darlington, Kyle Larson style from earlier this year in real life, and we make it work. Nearly hit the wall there through 3 and 4, but don't but the C's just kind of parted ways, and I was like, okay, I'm just going to go right through the middle and make it work. So now on lap 67, though, you see the 14 of Matt or Mahu coming into the pit lane from the lead. Then next up, of course, would be, I would expect Andrew Wisdom now as we came through out of turns 2. On lap 68, I actually lose the back end of the car out of turns 2. We hit the inside while we go spinning, and that completely destroys our second stage. I decide we're just going to pit this lap, and then it gets even worse. I miss the pit lane when I'm trying to come in, so we have to go around a whole extra lap before we can pit again. So now, as we came through to the end of lap 69, we come into the pit lane for obviously 4 tires, 2 cans of fuel, and that was pretty much it for that stage for us. We ran down the 12 of Cameron after we had gotten cycled through this pit stop cycle, but I didn't have anything, so we came through to finish P8 in stage 2 instead of being up there in at least the top 3 or 4. So that was a bit frustrating. We came back into the pit lane for 4 tires, 2 cans of fuel. Just overall fortunate that we didn't lose a lap or anything, but we actually took the outside for the choose cone this time around, and unfortunately didn't gain anything. I was still down in P8, but immediately I have an option or an opportunity to slide down to the inside just like that right there as we go down into turns 1. So just trying to play it safe once again and let everybody else make their mistakes. And you saw one right there, the 19 of Matt gets into the outside wall, and now back to 8th place we go now as we go down this back straightaway right behind that number 9 Napa Auto Parts Chevrolet driven by Andrew. Now as we go down into turns 3, though, you can see up ahead Jonathan leading the way over Connor and Mahu in the number 14 car now, as once again they start coming together here in front of us as we came through to lap 95 now, as Andrew's going to slip up the inside of the 10, just about make contact there. Now he's going to take it 3 wide. He makes contact with the 10 now, and then he slides up right in front of us on the exit of turns 2 now, so we would actually at least still get in front of the 10 car of Matt Chaffee, but obviously not a whole lot of time for him to hit the brakes in the car now, and then he just slid up right on the track and completely messed us up right there. But then he actually loses it out of turns 2 on lap 103, so I end up going around him now as we go down into the 3rd turn. So we move up into the top 5 again here with now less than 90 laps to go. Then we come through to lap 104 up the inside of the 12 of Cameron through turns 3 and 4. We pass him for 4th place, run down the 88 of Libert once again. Now is up ahead the 95 of Connor. Makes a mistake here. I didn't know where anybody was going here. I was about to cut it all the way to the inside, and then unfortunately I kind of messed him over right there and forced him onto the apron because I couldn't decide where I wanted to go. But now on lap 106 up the inside again of the 88 of Libert, and now we got into a bit of a side-by-side battle for a few moments now as we came through to lap 107. A lap later into the same turn, we would complete the pass on that 88 car. So then I had Andrew Wisdom breathing down my neck here, but then on lap 114 I hit the wall, and then I just said, all right, Andrew, go for it, take 2nd place and go see what you can do. I was tired of having him on my back bumper the whole time. So we came through turns 3 and 4 and we were okay. Now on lap 117, some green flag pit stops was starting to happen. Andrew gets into the wall out of turn 2. This time I go by on the inside. So now we are back into that runner-up spot. But then now on lap 127, we're all coming into the pit lane in the top 3. Jonathan, myself, and Andrew, but I make the same mistake as last time. I overshoot my entry. I miss the pit lane. I have to go around for a whole extra lap, which pretty much wipes our opportunity of winning this race without something going really right for us. So we come into the pit lane the next time by, we put 4 tires on, 2 cans of fuel, and we ended up cycling out to about 4th place, surprisingly. So we really didn't lose a whole lot of time. Mahu in the 14 was running me down from behind. He pitted after me, I believe now, and sure enough, on lap 140, he got to me. I made a mistake out of turns. He went for a power slide, and then I would allow him to get by there on the outside as Jonathan was leading the way over the 9 car. So now just trying to just hang in there, and I was really hoping for a caution to come out, but I didn't really expect it to happen because we haven't had a caution all race long. We only had 11 people here in this race, and only 10 of them by the time it came to an end, because I don't even remember who it was, but someone did leave midway through the race. So now on lap 158, still running behind the 14, we did get past Matt Chaffee, but now on lap 159, both Andrew Wisdom and Jonathan come into the pit lane. Now myself and Mahu, we come in on lap 162, and you saw towards the end of that run, both of us were running Jonathan and Andrew down. So now Mahu actually wrecks coming into the pit lane behind us, so he loses a bunch of time. Obviously, I take 4 tires, 2 cans of fuel. Up ahead here, though, Matt Chaffee on a completely different strategy. It's very hard to see, but Andrew Wisdom got alongside him and toured him into the wall and would take the lead from that move. It wasn't accidental, it was fully intentional, so there was a lot of debate going on about that now. So it was very interesting to see that go down, but then we would also get past Matt Chaffee here, but we were already closing in on the final final 10 laps. So now on lap 180, I'm trying to work past Jonathan. I was the fastest car on the track, hands down, late in this run, but Jonathan decides he's going to actually block for second place, and I was like, okay, well, I kind of see how it's going to go now. So with 5 laps to go, coming to 4 laps to go up the inside of the 20, but out of turns 4 right there. I don't know if he meant to door me right there. I don't think he did, but I took that as my opportunity to start getting physical myself. Of course, we owe him for bumping him out of the way for the win, but we weren't battling for a win right here, so I said, you know what, I'm going to get physical, just right back at you. So through turns 3 and 4 on lap 182, I just kind of move him up out of the groove a little bit, and that's going to allow me out of turns 4 to get ahead here now, or side by side at least, down towards turns 1, but we will have that advantage through turns 1 as well as turns 2, just like that. Sure enough, we get clear right there, move up into the second position, but that was unfortunately as far as we could get. We cut straight through now to the final lap of this race, down the back straightaway towards turns 3 and 4 for the final time. A little bit disappointing again for the second straight week. We kind of have a chance to win the race and then end up losing it because of a mistake or strategy and whatnot. So we exit turns 4 and cross the line to finish in the second position over the number 20. So an overall solid day for us, at least in Darlington for the Southern 500. But let's take a look before we end it on the playoff grid and what that looks like. With 1 race remaining in the regular season, we are now 41 points below overall, but of course we're locked into the playoffs with our multiple wins on the season. And really the only way I think things can really change is if we have a new winner in the next episode at Daytona, or sorry, Michigan, that is, if that's really the only option for the playoff grid to actually change. So nothing really expecting to change, I don't think now, but you never know what's going to happen at Michigan because it's going to be kind of like a pack race. But if you guys enjoyed, you know what to do. I'll see you guys in the next one. Of course, I'd like to say thank you to the Going Racing members here on the channel of MJ, Joseph 9001, Timothy Arline, Bubba Jr., Brett Durward, Dark Gengar Gaming, AJ Vasura, Russell Dixon, Kenneth Barnett, Dana9302, King Matt XL Speed, Demon 341, as well as Illinois Diecast. I appreciate you guys' support so much, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great day, everybody.